Everyone knows that if you're planning on joining the military, then you'd better be ready to be told what to do. From day one, you'll be told what to wear, where to go, what to do when you get there, who to talk to or not talk to, and even what time you'll go to sleep. Mealtime, however, has always come with some freedom. You're free to swap MREs between soldiers, and if you have the luck of eating at a chow facility, then you typically have a decent selection of food to pick from. Now though, the US military is considering a new mandatory diet to enforce on its troops, as its researchers investigate a super diet which many hope will produce a super soldier. The 90s had the Atkins diet, and if you've had a Facebook account, then you've probably seen an aunt or a friend post about the miracles of the keto diet. You're probably used to hearing about all sorts of fad diets by now though. From all carbs to no carbs to the hilariously misguided paleo diet that's supposed to be based off of the types of food that early man ate. You know, back when people died at the age of 30 and also ate food that no longer exists. The slew of miracle diets has probably worn you down, but it turns out that the US military thinks there really might be something to the keto diet after all. Currently, the Pentagon is investigating a keto or ketogenic diet and its physical and mental health effects on soldiers. The diet takes its name from the physiological state known as ketosis, when your body is burning almost nothing but fat for energy, while turning some of that fat into ketones in the liver, directly juicing the brain with energy. Typically, our diets consist of a mixture of carbohydrates and fats, and so our bodies have a great deal of carbs to burn off before it gets to the fat, which it prefers to burn last as fat is basically an insurance policy. That's right, that spare tire you've been carrying around your midsection is your body's way of keeping you alive, because back before Uber Eats and supermarkets on every corner, humans had to hunt and gather for their food, and food could be scarce indeed. On the off chance that you came across a glut of food though, like say a bunch of woolly mammoths entered into a suicide pact together and ran themselves off a cliff, then your body would greedily turn all that extra food into a nice thick fat that it stored around the body. Then, when lean times came again, the body would burn up all the stored fat. So now, next time somebody says you need to lose weight, just remind them that your body's operating at peak evolutionary efficiency and doing all it can to keep you alive. A keto diet basically starves you of carbohydrates and instead focuses on foods that are rich in fat, which paradoxically then makes the body burn the fat and the fat you've been saving up for hard times more efficiently. As fat is a much richer energy source than carbs, proponents of the keto diet claim that the diet gives the body more energy and makes it perform better. Always looking for a way to get an edge on the battlefield, the Pentagon then decided to put its best BS detectors on the job and started investigating the effects of a keto diet on its troops. Partnering with researchers at The Ohio State University, the study followed 29 soldiers over a 12-week exercise training program. 15 of the soldiers would eat only a keto diet, while the other 14 ate a normal diet. All 29 partook in the same exercises and training programs, with their performances observed side by side. After 12 weeks, the study showed that the troops partaking in the keto diet saw a whopping 16-pound weight loss, along with dramatically improved body composition. The keto soldiers also showed a 48% improvement in insulin sensitivity, which means that their body cells could use blood glucose more effectively, thus reducing their blood sugar levels. As far as physical performance though, both groups of soldiers showed very similar progress through the physical training aspects, and neither group outperformed the other physically, showing similar scores in aerobic capacity, maximal strength, power, and speed through an obstacle course. Clearly, the keto diet is great for weight loss, but there's one group of soldiers who have taken heed of The Ohio State University's results and become very interested in the diet. That group is the US Navy and its community of divers and Navy SEALs, as research has shown that individuals in ketosis are able to stay underwater for longer periods than those not in ketosis. Being in ketosis dramatically changes the way your body handles oxygen deprivation and allows a human diver to stay underwater at deeper depths for longer amounts of time. That's likely no big surprise to whales and dolphins, who naturally indulge in a keto diet every day of their lives, proving that nature is, as usual, way ahead of the curve versus humans. Lisa Sanders, Director of Science and Technology at the U.S. Special Operations Command, recently stated that her labs are partnering with civilian labs to see what effects ketosis has on altitude-induced hypoxia. If the body can process oxygen better, even at low quantities, much as it's better able to resist oxygen deprivation during diving, then that means that the soldiers would be able to better operate in low oxygen environments such as high altitudes. This would give U.S. forces an unparalleled edge over their enemies when fighting in mountainous regions, and could be especially critical for special operations forces. Sanders also commented that her labs are investigating alternate ways of inducing ketosis in the human body, as achieving a natural state of ketosis through diet typically requires 5 days of eating on a keto diet only. This would mean that soldiers operating in high altitudes would have to prepare for 5 days before going on their mission, which would be an extremely unlikely luxury. If ketosis could be induced quicker though, soldiers would be faster prepared to undergo deep or long dives and to operate in higher altitudes. Staying within the bounds of a keto diet though requires careful meal preparation, as you must intake less than 50 grams of carbs a day, something which would not be easily achieved on a hectic modern-day battlefield. And yet another reason alternate means of inducing ketosis would be ideal. However, the Pentagon study showed that the keto diet had no direct impact on a soldier's physical performance, other than making them more fit by losing weight. Other studies have shown that a keto diet may in fact be giving the brain a boost. Individuals with epilepsy have been shown to suffer fewer seizures while on the diet, granting much-needed relief that doesn't come at the cost of taking a bunch of drugs with terrible side effects. The keto diet sounds great, and while it clearly falls far short of the health benefits your aunt posts about on Facebook, it has proven effective at weight loss and maybe given your brain a boost. However, no long-term research has been done on the effects of a keto diet on a human over the long term. And as with any extreme diet, there are bound to be risks involved. Humans evolved to be omnivores, and straying too far into specialized diets always carries serious risks. Yet some of the risks of a keto diet are already apparent amongst its practitioners, and the most common side effects include high cholesterol, constipation, bad breath, and high-pressure projectile diarrhea. Just kidding, we made that last one up. But what we did not make up is the far more suffered and appropriately termed keto crotch. This side effect is exactly what it sounds like. Practitioners of the keto diet very often report that their crotches begin to smell terribly, and that should come as no surprise, as any extreme diet can result in a drastic pH change in the body. When you disturb the body's pH balance, it likes to remind you that it's still in charge by making you stinky. There's no cure for keto crotch, though we guess that frequent bathing is probably a good place to start, and maybe it wouldn't hurt to keep an air freshener in your underwear. A keto diet may not lead to super soldiers in the end, but it might lead to much more fit and leaner soldiers, which would improve the overall health of the US fighting force. If government labs can figure out how to induce ketosis without undergoing a 5-day diet change, it would also give US troops an edge in mountain combat, and give its divers and Navy SEALs much greater endurance at deeper depths when carrying out dangerous missions. Perhaps with all the resources of the US military behind it, research into the keto diet could even discover a cure for keto crotch, putting to rest the fears and suffering of millions of keto practitioners around the nation. Think you would ever risk a smelly crotch for weight loss? What's the craziest diet you've ever tried? Also, be sure to check out our other video, Why the Military Can't Quit Windows XP. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.